There is a particular kind of fear that lives in the bank account. It is the fear of the person who has money and debt in equal trembling measure, who looks at their savings like a warm blanket on a cold night and simply cannot bring themselves to let go. Tonight, 4 minds gathered aboard a vessel hurtling through the indifferent cosmos to answer one of humanity's oldest, most paralyzing financial questions. God help us all. Gentlemen, the question before us this evening is this. You have savings. You have debt. The debt costs you money every single month. The savings earn you almost nothing. And yet, people everywhere are too afraid to use their savings to eliminate the debt entirely. Slick, let's begin with you.
Oh, great. Yeah, sure, Gorman. Let's talk about the one thing that makes human beings dumber than literally any other species in the known universe. You know what a tardigrade does when it has a problem? It solves it. Microscopic brain, zero existential crisis. Meanwhile, Jerry from Ohio is sitting on $20,000 in a savings account, earning 3% interest while his car loan is eating him alive at 7%. That is not caution, that is not wisdom. That is a man losing a math fight to himself every single month and calling it a safety net.
I mean, okay, I kind of see what you're saying, but Slick, you can't just... People have real fears, okay? Like, what if something goes wrong? What if you drain everything and then your water heater explodes or your kid gets sick or...
Oh yeah, Morty, yeah. Keep that money real safe in that account so inflation can quietly steal 4% of it every year like a very polite mugger.
That's... Okay, that's not... I'm not saying... I'm trying to make a point here.
Oh, I know exactly what you guys are talking about. This is just like the time I found 20 bucks in my winter coat, and Lois said, "Pete, put that toward the credit card." And I said, "Lois, what if I need that $20 for an emergency?" And then I spent it on a bucket of fried chicken that same afternoon. Turned out the emergency was I was really hungry.
And so it begins. 4 minutes into what was promised to be an intellectual discourse, and the large man is already talking about fried chicken. Marvelous. Truly. The Greeks debated the soul. We have Pete.
Thanks, Stu.
That was not a compliment, you magnificent disaster.
Let's focus. The core fear is this. People feel that if they drain their savings to pay off debt, they will have nothing left. No cushion, no security. Is that fear rational or irrational?
It's irrational. It's embarrassingly, cosmically, jaw-droppingly irrational. You want to know what your savings account is when you still have debt? It's a lie you're telling yourself. You don't have $20,000. You have $20,000 minus whatever you owe. That's it. That's the whole math. A third grader could do it. But sure, keep staring at that big number on your banking app like it's a trophy. Meanwhile, the debt is literally charging you rent to exist.
Okay, but Slick, that's... Okay, yes, mathematically, maybe you're right. But psychologically, people need to feel like they have something. That savings number, even if it's sort of fake in the way you're describing, it feels like a lifeline. It feels like...
Oh, here we go. Feelings. In my financial debate.
Yes! Feelings! People are not robots, Slick. They don't just run calculations. They wake up at 3 in the morning terrified, and that savings account is the only reason they can go back to sleep. That matters.
That's actually not the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Wait, really?
Don't make it weird, Marty.
If I may, the psychological dimension that the stammering boy stumbled into is, in fact, the crux of this entire discussion. Human beings are not rational economic actors. We never have been. We are, at our core, frightened little primates who invented money and then immediately started making terrible decisions with it. The savings account is not a financial instrument to these people. It is a security blanket. And you, Slick, are trying to rip the blanket away from a toddler using a spreadsheet.
Wow. Did Stu just agree with Marty?
I agreed with the concept he accidentally wandered into. It is entirely different. The boy found a diamond while digging for worms. Credit the diamond, not the worm.
Ooh. I'm the worm in this scenario?
Eloquently put.
You know who I think about when I think about savings? My neighbor, Quagmire. One time, Quagmire saved up $800, had it in an envelope under his mattress, and instead of paying off his credit card, he used it to buy a boat. A tiny boat. The kind that can only fit one person. He named it the Optimist. It sank the same weekend in his above-ground pool. He still has the credit card debt, though. So in a weird way, Quagmire kinda gets us.
Pete,
Yeah?
thank you for that.
Anytime, buddy.
Let me push this further. Say someone has $24,000 in savings. They have $21,000 in car debt. The interest on the debt is higher than what the savings earns. What is the correct move?
Pay it off. Done. Next question. Roll credits. You're sitting on $24,000, nervous about $21,000 that is actively costing you money. Wipe it. You'll have $3,000 left. Sure, that feels scary. But you know what's scarier? Watching that debt compound for 2 more years while your savings sits there applauding from the sidelines doing absolutely nothing.
I mean, yeah, but okay, what about emergencies? That $3,000.
Is a temporary number, Morty. If you're the kind of person who managed to save $24,000, you are the kind of person who can rebuild $3,000 into $10,000 very fast if you actually focus. The problem is people pay off the debt and then start spending again like the debt never happened. The move is wipe the debt, feel the panic, use the panic as fuel to rebuild the emergency fund at warp speed. Pain is a good teacher, comfort is a terrible one.
Huh. Actually, that's really good advice.
I know.
You don't have to say it like that.
I really do.
What Slick is describing in between the arrogance and the insufferable sighing is a legitimate principle. High interest debt is a wealth destruction machine. Every month you allow it to exist, it is quietly, methodically, gleefully dismantling your financial future. A savings account earning 4% against a car loan charging 7% is not a safety net. It is a slow leak in the hull of this very ship. And I should know, I've sabotaged enough ships.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that last part.
Wise.
Okay, so you guys are saying drain the savings, kill the debt, feel scared, then save really fast?
Did Pete just summarize it correctly?
I also feel like this is like that time I tried to lose weight by eating nothing for a week, and then I ate 17 sandwiches. Like, you gotta feel bad for a little bit before you feel good. That's just life, right?
I mean, Pete, that's actually kind of the point.
Yeah, the 17 sandwiches are the emergency fund.
I cannot believe that analogy almost works.
I despise this. I despise all of this. And yet...
So we seem to have reached something resembling consensus.
No, we haven't, because nobody is talking about the real issue. The real issue is that people use I have a kid or what if something happens as an excuse to stay comfortable in a bad situation. Fear of the empty account is just fear of confronting the fact that you made bad financial decisions. The car loan that you're terrified to wipe out, you chose that. The debt doesn't feel real because it's abstract numbers. The savings feels real because you can see it. But they are the same money. You're just choosing which illusion makes you sleep better.
Okay, but you can't just call everyone's very real anxiety an illusion, Slick. People are scared. That's real. The fear is real. You can't just...
The fear is real. The math doesn't care.
Why do you always do that?
Because he's right, you anxious little field mouse, and it enrages you that a man this unpleasant keeps being correct.
I am not a field mouse, Stu.
One time I was scared of my own refrigerator for 6 weeks. I thought it was making a face at me. Turns out the handle was just at a weird angle. But for 6 weeks, I just ordered pizza. Cost me way more than whatever was in the fridge.
Is that your version of a financial lesson, Pete?
I think what I'm saying is, sometimes the thing you're scared of is just a handle at a weird angle. And you're spending money on pizza because you won't just go look at it straight.
I need a drink.
Did Pete just...
Don't acknowledge it. If we acknowledge it, it encourages him.
I also once ate an entire...
And we are moving on.
Gentlemen, let's...
You know what the real tragedy is, Gorman? It's not the debt. It's that the second someone pays off the debt, they go out and get new debt because they never fix the behavior. You can drain the savings and wipe the car loan and be at zero. And if you don't change how you think about money, you'll be back in the same chair having the same conversation in 3 years with bigger numbers.
Okay, that's the thing I've been trying to say this whole time, and you said it so much better than me. And I'm not even mad. I'm just tired.
Welcome to every conversation with Slick, darling.
You're welcome.
That wasn't a thank you.
So the lesson is, Sandwiches are the emergency fund, refrigerators are just handles, and Quagmire's boat sank.
That is not the lesson.
But we all kind of are Quagmire.
I am not Quagmire.
If you say Quagmire one more time, I will reprogram this ship's navigation system to fly directly into a star.
Nobody is reprogramming anything. Stu, step away from the console.
Morty, if Stu wants to fly into a star, the least we can do is let him finish his sentence.
Quagmire?
I will end you.
Gentlemen.
Who?
Stunty. Face. In the end, 4 very different minds aboard a ship going nowhere in particular stumbled, tripped, argued, and somehow landed on something true. Your savings and your debt are not 2 separate things. They are the same money wearing different masks. The fear of an empty account is real. But the cost of keeping high-interest debt alive to protect a feeling is a price that compounds quietly every single month, whether you are afraid or not. The move, the uncomfortable, terrifying, correct move, is to wipe the debt, sit with the fear, and then rebuild, fast, because the person who saved that money once can save it again. The only thing standing between you and that decision is a handle at a weird angle. Good night. Good night. God help us all.
Hey, Gorman, what does compound mean?
Good night, Pete.